Hello, my name is Samia. Efforts like Arab HCI and Islamic HCI workshop in CHI 2020 brought together CHI researchers and practitioners who engaged in studies and interventions with Muslim majority communities around the world to understand their cultural diversity. I hope to take these conversations forward by giving detailed examples from my work within an Islamic context to showcase the various ways in which individuals and collective values impact our users, their interactions, and our research and its reporting. Islam, like most religions, presents a set of values that impact the lifestyle, norms, and practices of its followers. These norms not only impact those who prescribe to this belief system, but also impact those who live or conduct research in Muslim majority countries. Using personal stories from my work in an Islamic country, I share the various facets in which the socio-cultural and the religious norms in such contexts can impact the research assumptions, the research processes, and the research contributions in HCI in general. Before that, I will share a little bit about myself. I am a graduate student in a computer science PhD program in the US. I was born and raised in an educated, conservative, and religious household, which meant that religion was frequently mentioned, taught, or referred to, and everybody did their own reading and formed their own understanding. I received all of my education and work experience from Pakistan, which is an Islamic country and is considered culturally conservative. I also had the opportunity to visit many other countries with Muslim majority and minority populations, enabling me to see the diversity of interpretations and implementations of Islamic values, such as the mandatory covering of head or required accompanying of male chaperones for travel, concepts that are not mandatory in Pakistan and not practiced in urban Pakistan. I also realized that I'm unrecognizable as a Muslim due to the absence of a headscarf. The first story that I have shared in detail in the paper led me from testing of mobile wallets to conducting qualitative research about women's financial inclusion. Was because the amount of the transaction decided the gender of the person who dealt with it. As I probed deeper, I found out that this was based on the Islamic concept of nafka, which denoted the financial support that a husband must provide for his wife. And thus, women were willingly letting the men provide for and make the financial decisions and allowed them to lead the financial decision making and transactions to keep up these values and resulting norms practiced by their elders. Similarly, when it came to conducting research, two important concepts came up. One was that of hijab, which is that of the fabric that is worn women by women to cover themselves, but it is also this custom and practice of modesty. The second was that of the concept of mahram, which meant that those who are related to you and you can't be married to because of close blood relationships, and from whom further concealment of the body is not obligatory. This showed up not only for participants who had to be accompanied by male chaperones and thus impacted their availability as well as their responses in the presence of the chaperones, but it also impacted me and my travel in these areas as well as how I had to cover my head and myself as well to comply with the norms of this place. Lastly, is about communicating research. At one instance, in one of my papers, where I had shared that how Muslim women were comfortable with men leading the transactions, both for religious reasons and personal, one reviewer claimed that this was reinforcing the patriarchal values. At another instance, where I had recommended that rather than designing to bring these women outside of their comfort zones, maybe we should design for where these women are most comfortable. This was called out for reinforcing segregation. These values are deep rooted and have a functional meaning to the lives of these individuals. While many of us do not agree to or relate to the values and experiences of these women, we cannot design technology and solutions that challenge existing values and social status. Similarly, as a Muslim from and working with these Muslim populations, I've also observed hesitation among participants when sharing details about the religious beliefs and practices, as well as trying to clarify themselves to try to be more liberal. And I think this is because of the negative image associated with the values in Islamic societies in the media, and should also be one thing that should be kept in mind while conducting research. So I've shared the three implications of religious beliefs in HCI research as end users as well as for researchers. HCI is all about human interactions, and these belief systems um, decide what interactions can happen and how. Similarly, if we continue to establish what is unique or novel based on what is similar to us and based on our understanding, we might be eliminating a research conversation altogether. Thank you so much.